Today's video, I'm going to be talking to you about 3 customer service skills that every virtual bookkeeper should have. Now, before I go on, I want to first touch base on you as a bookkeeper. You bookkeeper, you know I'm talking to you. You the one that you're very reserved. You don't want to go there and talk to people. You're so terrified of, letting people know you have a bookkeeping business. You are very reserved, but don't think that that's just you. All bookkeepers are reserved. That's why we decided to become bookkeepers, because we don't really like to be communicating to people and talking and doing customer service and being all the extra. We're not that. That's not our personality, but we do like doing books. We do like doing invoices, sales receipts. We do like working in QuickBooks Online. And, we like the accounting world because it also gives you a way of you can just be you in your reserved space. But as a business owner, you can't continue to be reserved all the time. There's a time you have to provide customer service, and that's why I'm going to do this video for you today. Anyhow, let me get into it. So make sure that you use this. Get your pen and paper right now. Pause the video and write these down. If you have any questions that on what I'm about to list right now, put it in the comment section below. And if you want another one of these videos, let me know in the comment section again. All right. So first customer service skill I'm going to talk to you about today is being reliable. You have to be able to stick to your word. You have to put yourself in the position where when you give a client a deadline, that you meet that deadline. Now, I'm not saying that life wouldn't happen, because life does happen, right? And obviously, if life happens, you would definitely tell your client, and you would definitely communicate that to your client, which is another customer service skill. But before we go on to communication, I want to talk to you more about being reliable. Follow through on what you agreed on with your client. So if you told them that's why you have to make sure that before you start doing people's books, that you look and you see their bank statements and all that, so that you can accurately charge them. Because when you say that you're going to do something, you have to stick to it. Because think about it, this is your bookkeeping business. When you give your word, you have to let your client recognize and see by your actions that you do mean what you say. And if you are if the thing about customer service and thing about being something like reliability is that if you are not 100% amazing at what you're doing right now, because this is your first client or whatever the case may be, the thing is that I am sure that because you said you're going to do what you said you're going to do, they will be understanding, because you're some person that sticks to your word, and that helps to keeping clients. Another thing now, we're going to go on to number 2, which is communication. When it comes to communication, make sure that your client has easy access to talking to you. This is your business. That is your client. You want that if your client have what we would consider a stupid question, that they feel comfortable asking you anything. Bear in mind that the reason why they have a bookkeeper is because they can't do this themselves. They don't know it fully. They don't want to learn it because they are actually mastering their own craft. And I'm sure that if you were to try to figure out what they're doing as their business, you would have what you would call a stupid question. And no question is stupid. So don't ever make your client feel like if they can't come and ask you anything on their books, so that if they see something that they're not certain of, they can message you, they can email you. And when they message you and email you, make sure that you have a system in place that you can reply to them immediately. I mean, granted, obviously you might have your phone down because you're eating your food, but when you're finished, don't let your client have to wait more than 24 hours to hear your response, to hear your reply. And when you reply to your client, you make sure that you reply with a smile in that email. You reply with a smile in your voice. And if you want to make it even more easier for your client to contact you, make sure that they have your number and that they feel comfortable in calling you. And if you see the missed call, that you will call back. Communication is so big in this world that we are living in, and if we don't have effective communication, I don't know what to tell you. You can actually like really miss out any other customer service skill. But communication in any relationship, for it to be a very long relationship, you have to make sure that you communicate. So if you are if you can't live up to you being reliable on that deadline that you told them, yes, I'll have your books complete by the 28th, but what happened is someone had to go to the hospital, or you had to go and rush and help a friend, or your child had to go and get something, and so therefore you see that it is the 20th of the month, and you recognize, listen, I'm not going to be able to make this deadline. Let me at least tell the client, and you tell them. You do not be scared to tell them, listen, I know I said I'll have your information finished or your report finished or whatever the case may be, but unfortunately you don't have to tell them your business. If you think about it, think about this part in communication as you're calling into work, like your regular job. You don't tell them your business. You don't tell them every single detail. Just tell them you had an emergency, something happened out of your control that you had to deal with, and that's what interrupted. And I'm sure that they will appreciate you for letting them know. So therefore, on the 28th, your client is not looking for you to send a report and don't see that report come through, and therefore in their mind is, oh my goodness, this person is not reliable, I cannot communicate. You just messed up yourself, and obviously for that client to ever refer anyone to you, and probably you might lose your client. So to be able to keep your clients, make sure you have that reliability and that communication popping. The third and final is organization skills. So you have to make sure that you organize yourself. You're working for yourself, yes, but set yourself a schedule for those deadlines. I know if you're working in QuickBooks Online has a whole section where you can obviously set your deadlines and dates and all that, but make sure that you also put them in your cell phone. We all have a cell phone. I'm recording on my cell phone right now. We all have a cell phone. Make sure that you put your reminders in there. When I set reminders for myself, I set reminders 2 weeks before, a week before. Then I set my reminders 5 days before. Then I will have another one 2 days before. Then on the day of, then I do actually a day before. So I do 2 days, a day before, and then on the day, I will probably put a reminder like 7 a.m. in the morning, and then an hour before the actual deadline time that I decided to set for myself. You don't have to be as drastic as I am in setting reminders, but I know my brain. I know how I could randomly forget something, so therefore that's why I set my reminders like that. But for you might not have to do all of that, but make sure that you have your reminders there set. There's so many apps, there's so many things. You can just use, I'm sure your phone has a reminder. You don't even have to download an app for it. So make sure that you don't only have it in QuickBooks Online as a reminder, you also have it on your phone as well. That brings us to the end of the video, and I hope that you use these customer service skills, because I am telling you, they are a game changer. That's why any of you that reply to you comment under my videos, I send a response. Once I wake up the next morning, I'll see it, I'll send a response. If it's in the same day, I'll send a response. I try my best to make sure that 24 hours does not pass before I send a response, unless it's something that I am researching, and I will still send a response and letting you know that I will definitely look up that for you. There might be the one-off time that I might check something, because obviously we are all human, and then I might forget about it. But the thing is, I come back and I apologize. Make sure that you can apologize and you're not too big to apologize for something, because those situations still do happen. Because as much as I know all my customer service skills, and as much as I make sure I stay top notch, there are still those one-off times where I check something, had something come out, I completely forgot about it, and therefore I end up having to apologize to the person. But when you start something with an apology, people do more than likely understand. And that can also be another one that you can add as well to keep in mind when you're communicating with people. That's it for the video. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel. That truly helps. I actually have 92% of you guys that watch my videos and you haven't subscribed. I am telling you, when you subscribe to the channel, you have been gaining all this knowledge. I mean, I share with you. If you go through my channel, if you've been watching me from the beginning, definitely subscribe to the channel and like this video. And also the comments does help. It does help something with the algorithm as well. So thank you guys for who comments all the time on my videos. Truly love your support, and my subscribers and my upcoming subscribers. Anyhow, that's it for me, and I'm gone. Bye.